everyone. My name is Faith Afolabi. You're welcome to the seventh day to Christmas series on the human in development conversations on how they started their journey. It's been wonderful. It's been enlightening. It's been entertaining and educating. Today won't be any different because we'll be having a guest today, and she's someone that has been very active in the corporate social responsibility sector and some other advocacy sector for human rights and all. So she'll be sharing her experience on how she started her journey into the non-profit. Sit back, relax, and we'll be right after this short break. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. And if you're just joining in, this is me, Faith, the host for the Margaret Consult Conversations with Humans in Development. And you're about to meet our guest for today. And so I'm going to read her profile so you get to know a bit about her, and then we'll start. Okay, sit back, call your friends to join in, subscribe on our YouTube channel, and great. Okay, so Bekeme Masade-Olowola is the leading sustainability and communications entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur. She's the founder and chief executive of CSR in Action, a group made of a consulting firm, a think tank, and a training institute dedicated to corporate social responsibility, policy development, advocacy empowerment, and sustainable development in the region. And she's a board member of a global reporting initiative, GRI, becoming the first of West Africa, and the Business Coalition for Sustainable Development of Nigeria, BCSDN, as well as other leading non-profit organizations such as Lagos Island Connect and for-profit organizations. She's actually done a whole lot. She's also the producer for the Good Citizen Radio, which has over 600 listeners every month, and she has won many industry awards and recognition, including Sustainability Professional of the Year. And she is, so she's marketing, communication, personality, leadership. She has won that award, prize winner of the year 2007, and many other awards. And she's constantly married with 4 outstanding children and many more. If I must say, she actually homeschooled her kids. If you don't know that, and she has accomplished a lot. So you might want to know how she's able to do that. I want to be like you. So, Bekeme, thank you for coming on the show. Good morning, Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Thank you for having me in the show. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad that you're doing this now. We've known each other a number of years now, and we keep on evolving.
Yes.
Congratulations on your show, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So, are you traveling for Christmas, or you're home? What are you doing for Christmas?
I'm one of those people who never travel for Christmas, like who never say, oh, I'm traveling somewhere for Christmas. If it's not the village, then I'm not going. I don't do summer travel either. But this time I'm looking to visit my sister-in-law, who's become the registrar of a university in the Sticks.
Oh, wow.
And so it's more or less going to the village for Christmas. So wow. I've been planning with the kids, we need to go visit her. We need to go get out some of the Lagos fumes out of our heads. So,
yes.
I mean, that's basically what I have.
So much going on in Nigeria since October, but we are glad that somehow we're going to go get somewhere and the country will be safe and be where we want it to be.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I would like to know, why did you choose CSR? Why are you not doing something for profit? What's the inspiration behind what you do?
Okay, so I'm actually doing for profit as well, but I did start off CSR in Action as a non-profit organization. As a young person, I had always been involved in businesses. I had always done things, sold things. As at 20, when I was still at university, I had opened the Zenith Bank account at the time when you had to have at least $1 million or 500,000 naira to open an account. So I used to literally sell things out of my boot. Every time that I traveled on holiday, I'll take advantage of that opportunity to make some money. But when I was starting CSR in Action, I had just returned from my work stint in the UK. The good thing is I had finished my degree at Unilag and had gone for a master's in the UK. And I worked jobs as well, and I realized that the public sector had as many as 169 indicators to measure their progress, their social impact in the communities. This is local government, state government level type. And hang on, businesses that should have been more nifty on their feet weren't actually doing that. Not to talk of government. So I thought, this is something that needs addressing. And then CSR in Action was birthed. CSR in Action was birthed as a non-profit, primarily because I understand that it's a calling that involves a wide range of stakeholders. It's not something that one person can do. It's not something that our objectives are not things that one organization can achieve by itself. And so we said, why not make it a non-profit in order that we can garner the kind of support that we want for it in terms of resources, whether financial resources or human resources, and everything that we needed to make it work. So I don't know whether that was naive now, come to think of it, because we've come to realize that not many people want to pursue the ideals. I mean, you talked about some of the challenges that we had in the course of the year, and you find that some people are still saying, why are you even complaining about things not happening right? But then over time, as a result of some of the challenges that we had, also as a result of many of the impacts that we had, the people that we worked with, the clients, at the time they weren't clients, at the time they were organizations that were advocating to do certain things, government they said, we need hand-holding, how can you help us? And that's how we metamorphosed. In Action Advocacy, we have CSR in Action Consulting, and we have CSR in Action College of Sustainable Citizenship. And through that, we provide training. The GRI, the Global Reporting Initiative, is one of those trainings that we started off with.
Yeah.
And since then, we've expanded our reach. We do stakeholder engagement, community engagement, because those are core areas to our expertise.
That's a whole lot that you've been able to achieve within this short period of time. It's actually very interesting to know.
This is our 10th year, actually.
Wow.
We were 10 in November.
Congratulations. It's been very educative and informative and inspiring. We're going to go on a very short break, and then when we come back, I'll have you answer some few questions. This is Christmas, so we want to put some fun for our guests to know a bit about you, some things you've done in the past. So guys, if you're just joining, this is still the MacBridge Consult Media Chat Room Conversations with Humans, and my name is Faith Afolabi. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back from that short break, and you've been speaking with me and also our guest, Bekeme Masade-Olowola, and she is the CEO for CSR in Action in Lagos, Nigeria, and she has just shared experience on how she started on this journey. We'll get to know more about you, but first of all, we have a game to play. So I'm going to ask you a true or false question, and you just let me know. So, have you ever beaten someone before?
Lots of times in primary school, I did bite a lot. It was the stock in trade of my younger brother. Like, yes, we did bite a lot.
Oh my God.
But I don't bite anymore.
Oh, of course not. So have you ever been a cheerleader? In school, high school, have you ever been a cheerleader?
No, doesn't suit my personality, no.
Okay, have you ever pulled someone's hair out in a fight?
No, because I'm not a fighter either. I don't know, maybe outside of my home, I probably fought maybe once, max twice. I do not, and the person probably instigated it. I do not fight. Okay. So have you ever ridden a bicycle to work or school before? No, but I've been wanting to. I've trekked a long distance to work, but I started learning because I want to start riding to work.
Okay. Well, maybe I too want to ride. My kids just learned how to ride bicycles. In countries like Denmark, Netherlands, they do a lot of riding of bicycles, and it's funny how you see, one time I was in Denmark, and then I was working with Dance for Life International, and it was just amazing how the CEO came to the conference with a bicycle. We're amazed. We're like, from Nigeria. This can't happen in Nigeria, but maybe we have good roads.
I know.
People can begin to think about that option. Yeah. Okay, so have you ever sliced onions without tearing up?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
I learned to hold my breath.
So finally, have you ever faked illness to get out of a family event?
No, I usually tell them I can't make it and why. I don't feel the need to fake it.
That's right. Okay, that's interesting to know a bit about your personal life. So moving on to the next questions, I'd just like to know how you're able to merge everything you've achieved with your family, because I know you have a family. How are you able to do this? Because someone is out there watching and they're wondering, and you also homeschool. So how are you able to put all these things together and still be sane?
It's a lot of grace. It's a lot of hard work. But I think some things that come to mind would be my husband. He's a primary factor because he is my biggest cheerleader. Mm-hmm. He's constantly encouraging me to do things that even I don't believe I can do. And, with all of that positivity in your ear, like daily, you tend to start believing that you're truly superwoman, And so when opportunities come to me, I'm unafraid to take them on. And I'm thinking I can balance this also. I've always been highly aspirational, but it has been extra helpful that he's been there and that he brings on board his expertise in public relations and communication. So early on, when I didn't know anybody, it was his network that I was banking on, because he had a lot more extensive work experience than I did. He's much older. So he brought that to the fore. And then when I started building my own networks, he kept on encouraging me and he kept on providing me with public communication support that I needed. Another thing is that I plan a lot. I'm a very, very organized person. Everything is on the schedule. I don't know if you went to boarding school, but how you wake up at 6 something and then you do this at this and then so that's how I schedule things with my kids. So that way I don't have any children trying to hang around my neck at midnight or 1 day and say, Mommy, I want to stay up with you. Stay up where? You're in bed by 8 sharp. The latest that you're hanging around is 8. The same thing with everything else. So they're homeschooled, school starts at 8:30 sharp every day. Doesn't matter that they're at home. They wear their uniform, they go into their classroom. They have 2 teachers who teach them. After school, there's the particular thing that happens, and like that until it's bedtime. From their sporting activities to their feeding, everything is on a schedule. So that helps me to manage my time. And then, of course, having colleagues that help me out to meet up on those areas that I cannot meet. Clients that become friends and that understand the things that you do. And also, I try to tell people that I work with how my schedule works. So before COVID-19, my kids would go out swimming every Wednesday, and I would say to people, I'm sorry, I cannot be available for a meeting between so time and so time because I have to be out. Depending on how close you are to me, I may tell you why, but people just knew that Bekeme is not available at so time. And you have to respect that. So it's been the grace of God. It's been a lot of determination. It's been the ability to not focus on the things that didn't go right and to prioritize just right. Because at the end of the day, my family comes first. I have been lucky to have my business near my home, so I'm able to rush back home to do the things that I need to do. And yeah, I've just been able to learn that it takes a little bit more. I have to work a little bit harder. I have to work late oftentimes, but I say, hey, I'm doing this in my youth, my relative youth, and hopefully, by the grace of God, by the time I'm a little older, I don't have to worry myself as much to get things done, or basically sorted enough to not stress.
Wow. So that's very interesting to know. But let's say someone out there is watching and they don't have the support system that you have, and they want to start a career in a non-for-profit or CSR in action or CSR, how would you advise such a person to start and stay on the journey?
Okay, so if it's CSR, it depends on what you want to start. But regardless of what you want to start, you have to identify your passion clearly. Like, if it's so, we're talking non-profit right now.
Yeah.
But you still have to identify your passion and the particular need for that passion that you have. If it's not already being done, don't be discouraged, because when I was starting CSR in action, even my nearest and dearest said to me, nobody's going to listen to you. We're not having those conversations just yet in Nigeria. But for me, tell me it's possible, and that's when I want to do it. And I mean, at the end of the day, I was right. We're here today. There's a lot of appetite for it now, whether for whatever reason, there's some appetite, a lot of appetite for it. So identify that particular passion. Make sure you register your organization. A lot of non-profits end at the stage of passion, and that structure is something that many non-profits don't look into. So make sure that you properly register your organization and have a clear plan, especially for human resourcing. Who's going to help you? You don't have to think about starting large. You can work with volunteers and everything, but have a structure. What kinds of resources do I need? Is it more graphics? Is it more program officer? Is it more, what exactly, more social media? What do I need? And resource appropriately. You can utilize a lot of resources like NYC, the NYC scheme. We did that a lot when we started. There are also all sorts of volunteers out there looking for how they can be part of it. And when I said register your organization, I think that also includes things like determining the logo, designing your logo. If you can, have a very basic web page, because people might want to search you out. Develop your social media names or whatever. Come up with a profile on the popular social media handles. You can choose one or two so that you're able to manage it. You should have an even clearer plan on finance and financial sustainability. Identify who may be interested in funding your initiative. And when you do that, one mistake that we in the nonprofit sector typically do is that we know what our passion is, but we don't look into the objectives of that possible funding partner.
Yes.
We tend to think everybody wants the same things that we want. So you have to be able to understand that partner's business and streamline it to, or align it to what you want to get out of it, so that they see the value, in what you're bringing to the table. And in all of this, of course, we've talked about identifying your key stakeholders are, and those key stakeholders include government. You'd have to do CSR filing annually. You'd have to pay your taxes. All of those things are very important, especially when you want to get a certain kind of partner on board. They want to understand that you have a clear structure. They want to understand that you have good systems and that you're not going to abscond with any of their monies or anything like that. Also need to identify your key strengths, what differentiates you from the other organization that may be doing the same thing, and form a consistent brand identity around those things that are your core strengths, and be clear in your communications and be consistent in your communications. For me, I think personally that the way that you communicate can go a long way. Even organizations that are not as impactful, that have good communication strategies that they implement, and they do better than those that may have stronger impact. So it's very important that you play very strongly on your brand identity and your communication.
Wow, this has been very informative, and even for me personally, I have some things that I have to go and work on to get my ideas more structured and effective. So thank you so much for coming. We don't want to take some of your time because it's Christmas. We know you're having time with your family and friends, but the little you have given us is much. And I hope that someone out there will be inspired to start up something, start planning, so that by next year, 2020, they know where they want to go in terms of achieving their career objectives in the non-profit. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. So, guys out there, she has said a lot about networking, planning, passion, structure, and that's very key in terms of achieving whatever ideas you have. It's not good enough to have an idea, but to also structure it well. And we hope that you've been inspired to start up your ideas in the non-profit sector. So stay tuned with us, and tomorrow we'll be back on State to Personal Position on the Market Consult. So thank you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, share the link with your friends, and see you tomorrow. Bye.